Hey there, people. My name is Tagorian, and welcome back to more Dungeons & Siege 3. We are in the basement of the Azanite Tower. Lucas, if I can zoom in a little bit, I did change up his equipment just a little bit. I don't think I got his best chest piece. Maybe we'll pick one up. But that is something that I'm hoping to show off. I won't necessarily be showing off everyone's best-looking equipment, but, you know.
Shall we go?
Stay here, Martin. Someone needs to take charge of the spire.
I thought you might say that. Meister Wolf doesn't lack for nerve, but the man's a bit mad. Seems wrong, though. We started this journey together. I would have liked to have been there at the end.
Oh, this is a tough choice. I mean, yeah, he was at the beginning, so I kind of like him.
You're a good friend, Martin. Take care.
We'll expect all the automatons to be clean and well polished by the time we return.
Remember, out of all the survivors of the Legion, the Radiant Youth chose you. He appeared to no one else. I think he chose well, and I'd follow you down any route. Goodbye, my friend.
All right, let's go. Just jump right into the causeway. And make our way. So I did actually look it up, and I was very curious as to what the max level was in this game. Turns out it's 30. And I am currently 28. Why does the map continue on?
Azunai be praised. You're here. You won't believe what's happened. It started just before you...
Jane Cascinder is here, in this valley. She thinks she can speak to her mother's gods and call the Archons back to life.
Well, whatever she's done, you better look outside. Something terrible is happening. It's like the sky's been set afire. Come with me. I'll show you.
Okay. Where are you going? Oh.
Legionnaire, it seems that you've arrived just in time for the end.
We're alive, aren't we? Don't be so quick to give up hope.
Hope? You think I should have hope? Look! The signs are all around us. Stars are dropping from the heavens and we are all going to die. You see? It is folly to think of hope.
That was an awkward silence. Have faith.
Cascinder hasn't won. Not yet. I can still get you to safety in the causeway.
Causeway? But I thought only Legionnaires were allowed to...
Rules change when the sky is falling. That's probably in the bylaws, somewhere.
Excellent point. To the causeway, then.
That guy is not... What is he doing? Oh my god! That's right, man. Assert your dominance. Oh my god. That's hilarious.
I've always wanted to do this. To travel by causeway like the Legionnaires of old.
I'm happy for you. It would be a shame to get this close only to die under a pile of rock.
Go.
Head through the causeway. You should be safe in there.
Here, take this key. You'll need it to unlock the door downstairs.
I thought I had that key.
Until our paths cross again. Hopefully sooner than later, hey?
He's still not moving. What is wrong? Why? Alright. I wonder how far... I guess it didn't... According to the map, it didn't look like I could go very far into this place. And it really doesn't want me to go off to the sides there. Alright.
We've made a good team, you and I. Wanted to make sure I told you that, in case we don't exactly survive this.
Just say it, in case we die. Alright, you see that circle opening up? Crashes down are Archons. Ooh. Dropped a greatsword. Oh! That one went down very easy. Ow. Alright, so I need that. Ooh, Fierce Glimmer. I could go back, maybe grind for some items. Oh, I actually... Ow. I am still down. Okay. Anyway, as I was trying to say, I could go back, grind for some items, kind of just make sure that I have orange quality equipped to every slot. That would be nice, but wholly unnecessary. Yeah, I can definitely see some grinding opportunities in this game. God. Like maybe you want to get a specific stat up, focus on a specific stat. I could see that. Ow. Okay. Yeah, I should still be able to explore, like, most of this forest, but I don't really see any need to. We were here before. And look at that. It's just, you know, enemies, same old thing. Okay, well, it did not survive my fire. Like, at all. Oh.
Now that thing is ugly.
Oh. That's a lot of damage. And yeah, I was about to say it should die soon. Couldn't even finish saying that before it died. Right. We're now on a much narrower path. The Radiant Youth. Here he is.
Jane Cassandra is close. She found her way to the tree at the center of the forest, and she's waiting for you there. I came to warn you. She is not alone.
So Jane did what she promised? She called the other Archons back to life?
Yes, the Devas too. And something else. Something far worse. It hasn't taken shape. Not yet.
Jane called something else back to life? Do you know what it is?
Nothing I have seen before. But anything is possible here. This forest grew from a seed of the first creation. It's alive with the power of the old creator gods. Jane has tapped that power. She has used it wrongly, yes. But it's still the same power that gave birth to the world. Limited only by her mortal mind. But it won't matter. If you strike now, you can still defeat her.
Is there anything else you can tell us? If what you say is true, we'll need every advantage we can get.
The danger won't come from Jane Cassandra. You have nothing to fear from her. The presence that is taking shape, that is the real threat. Destroy it, and the power in this forest will be broken. Jane's Archons and Davis will return to dust. That's all I know for certain, but I'll be with you again, before the end.
Oh, and he is gone. So I'm assuming that this is kind of the last time to save, so I think I'm going to do that. Just take a quick opportunity and save.
The whole forest is breaking apart. We don't have much time.
Okay, so these things have items inside of them. The Spear of Life Stealing. That definitely interests me. That is something I want to see. Oh, another one of these things, which I think is one of the Devas. I don't know if I'm even hitting. Ow! I'm at a pillar of fire. Alright. Ow. What? Alright. That's down. And the Archon is down. And we're good. We can move on. And now we have to fight two of them. Ah, crap. Just look at him hacking away. I realize now that I haven't talked for like quite some time, but there's really not much to say about this. I mean, it's just the same thing, sort of. Just kind of trying to keep them in some sort of damage. And these things go down very easy. Yeah. Frostforged Spark of Stunning. Okay, and we're level 29. I believe. Alright, so what do I want? Spinning kick is always good. So, the chance to stun is great. That's not going to be very useful anymore. Alright. And again, I'm not going to focus too much on my ally. Ow. Oh, I'm in a fire pillar. I did not even notice. Ooh. right. They hurt. I'm recovering so much health. Okay, one's down. Dodge through that. Get slowed. Ow. And there we go. Gotta watch the ground because, yep, there's fire rings. There's something over here. Nope, there's nothing over here. Just a bunch of pain. Okay. Is there anything? To be honest, I can't tell. I hear something. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I thought maybe I can fight them in melee. Nope. 71. Ow, ow. Ooh. Hop, hop, hop. Ah. Okay, there we go. For a second there, I couldn't remember what pickup was.
You know, we might actually survive this.
Thanks for your... Thanks for your inspiring speech there. This is new. Isn't it? I don't remember it. Wow, extreme close-up. Alright, I found her.
So you followed me here. You are stubborn. And I admire you for that. But you should never have come. I have restored the Archons to life. Just as I promised.
You call
Yeah,
them
but they're
Archons?
monsters.
Their fire's cold and dark. Nothing like me or your handmaids.
No, they are not as they were. But they are bound to me. And they will follow my word. The Archons are not all that has returned. The power of creation still lives in this grove. And anything can be born anew. Even the creator gods themselves.
Is she mad? She can't mean.
Alright, well, this is not something I remember at all. Oh my god. Oh god. Just gotta roll away. You know what? If I can... That's not... I would like... Oh, I can't! Dang it! It would have been way better to have... Katarina, I think? I'm still really bad about her name. Yeah, it would have been really good to have her here, because her range... I can't hit that. Alright, just keep doing chip damage. Are breaking off its armor slowly. Okay, wow. Just one hit does a ton of damage. Oh yeah! 600! Yeah, that's gonna speed up the process just a little bit. Oh, I don't have enough focus. Ow! I didn't think I was in range of that. I'm dead. Hey, Lucas. I love how they just all focus me. Leaving Lucas to just do whatever he wants. Hit up. Yes, 700. Why can't I hit from here? That's weird. Oh! The This does not look good. Oh, this is good. This is fine. And Lucas is dead.
Much obliged.
Crash down right on that head. Maybe get another? Yes! Nearly 700 damage from that attack. And I'm assuming the loop is going to start over again. Yes. Whew. I was thinking all that I needed to do was just dodge a bit, wait for the time to run out. Alright. Alright, and we're just going to run around in circles. I can probably use my jump attack, fall from the heavens or whatever, as a good way to just waste time. I mean, it also does a ton of damage. Don't get me wrong. Why did it... Why? This thing has a lot of health. That's all I can say, because I did 700 to it, and the bar just didn't even move. Relatively. It moved, just very slowly. Okay, gotta move, gotta move, gotta move. I'm still getting experience from this. I actually do find that pretty funny. Okay, I'm about to die. Ow. We still got to do this at least a couple more times. Yeah, Lucas just can't stay alive. Alright. I would say maybe 3. Ow, 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 ow. So much damage that I couldn't do anything about. Excuse me. There we go. And is that it? Huh?
They are gone. The voices of my mother's gods. I cannot hear them anymore. Not even a whisper.
They are lost. You will not see them or hear them ever again.
You lie, child. Or whatever you truly are behind that innocent face.
No, Jane Cassander. I speak the truth. What remained of your mother's gods has been destroyed, and the power of creation has fled this grove. It will never return.
That power was
better.
dangerous. Better that it's gone.
No. It was precious. My mother searched for thousands of years, and this was the only remnant of her gods that she ever found.
The power in this forest might have been used to restore the old gods and all their servants to life. Not the twisted half-life that you gave them, Jane Cassander. A true rebirth, as they were at the dawn of the world. But you called upon that power to destroy, not to create. You twisted the power of creation to your own ends, until all that was left was an empty shell, rotted from within. And now, it is gone.
We have a decision to make. What to do with Jane.
Not yet. There is one thing more. The other Archons did not lie. You died in this forest, and 30 years ago, you were given new life. Here in this grove.
And you
You?
were the one who carried me out of the forest, for Odo to find me. So it was you who restored me to life?
I carried you out of the forest, yes. But I didn't give you life. I have no power over the old gods, or their creations. It could only have been the creator gods, whatever was left of them, that called you back to life.
If they gave me new life, it was just after Jane destroyed the Legion. The forest was already becoming corrupt.
Perhaps the creator gods knew they were doomed, and they wanted you to destroy them, to undo Jane's mistake. We'll never know for sure, but if that's true, then you've honored them.
And Jane? What of her?
Remember what she did. Not only to my father, but to all the rest of the Legion too. It was her crime that started this.
I expect no mercy from the Legion. Do as you like.
Honestly, she deserves death. However, we have promised so many people that we wouldn't. So we're going to spare her.
No, you won't die today. I promised Rosalind that I'd spare your life.
Little Queen Mouse. I owe my life to that cringing girl. That is a fine irony. Am I to be your prisoner, then? Paraded through the streets in a gilded cage?
The Queen can have
Your
you.
life belongs to the Queen. We'll turn you over to the royal court, and Rosalind can decide your fate.
Rosalind is soft. She will lock me in a tower, perhaps, but I will hardly suffer at her hands. You are not
Is that
the
a problem?
Legion I remember. They would have demanded blood for blood. No mercy in matters of law. I accept your judgment of me. Let the war between us end.
You are bound by your words, Jane Cassandra. The Legion has won, and you will trouble them no more.
It's over then.
For now, you deserve a rest. But it may be short-lived.
We need to build our strength and train more Legionnaires.
You will find many willing to join the Legion now. Even a few who might surprise you. And you will need them soon. The country is still divided, and the Legion has many old enemies who yet live. But you've shown yourself to be fair, as well as strong. Whatever happens, the people of Ebb will stand behind you.
Time to leave, I think. Odo and Martin must be waiting for news.
We part ways then. I will be watching, and one day, I will see you again.
And it just slowly fades out.
You bid farewell to the Radiant Youth, and he sent you back to our chapter house in Stonebridge, where I awaited your return. In the weeks that followed, news spread of Jane Cassandra's defeat. Her army scattered, giving us time to rest and regroup. Martin Guiscard returned safely from the Spire, along with Meister Wolf and the Automaton army. Only a few weeks later, elections were held in Stonebridge. Meister Wolf, who had been so public in his support of the Legion, almost won the office of mayor. But he was defeated in the end. Many people had wanted the dapper old gent to hang. They resented the fact that the Legion had spared his life, and they blamed poor Wolf. After the humiliating events in the Foundry, Meister Cassel was forced to resign as Guildmaster of Ironmongers. The Cyclopses negotiated a new contract for higher wages, and with the help of Meister Fiddlewick, formed a new workers' union. For the first time in 100 years, they were permitted to leave the Foundry and spend their newfound wealth in the markets and taverns of Stonebridge. Cyclopses are becoming an increasingly common sight in Stonebridge, and many believe that they will eventually take their place as equal citizens of the town. Archambault du Payen, formerly known as the Dapper Old Gent, proved a valuable addition to the Legion. His knowledge of Legion magic allowed us to retake control of the Sentinels that had long guarded our chapter houses and estates. But the Gent couldn't leave our chapter house without drawing an angry mob. His confinement started to drive him mad. So he returned to his beloved causeways, beneath an endless sky, and he dwells there still. With the reopening of the Heroes Crypt, pilgrims returned to the Rukenval, and merchants followed. The following winter was harsh, just as Lazar Basili feared. But thanks to the trade from the south, the people of Ravensrill stayed warm and fed. When spring came, many more pilgrims arrived, and the town of Ravensrill grew wealthy again. Lazar and his people built a new stone wall around the town, and reclaimed their abandoned houses and farmsteads from the forest. It is a happy change of fortune for a long-suffering town. In his last letter to me, Lazar added one other piece of news. Gunderic Manor has a new mistress, a witch called Leona. The manor has become a gathering place for scores of Lascanzi witches, many of whom are apparently quite beautiful. The Tsar reports that the young men of Raven's Rill have also begun frequenting the manor, much to the irritation of their mothers and wives. Since the local men will not hear any talk of banishing the witches, it appears that Leona and her people have found a new home, which was perhaps what she intended from the start. Queen Rosalind abandoned Glitterdelve, embarking on a tour of all the cities and towns of the West, meeting as many of her subjects as she could. The Queen showed all the energy of youth, and I think she fully expects to reunite the country in a matter of months, not years. Reality may not be so kind as Lord Devonsey has tried to make her understand. In truth, the future of this country depends more upon what we decide. If she doesn't have the Legion behind her, the Queen is only a single voice, well-meaning though she might be. As for Devonsey himself, I think the man was impressed by your decision to spare Jane Cassinder, as the Queen had asked. When he last visited Stonebridge, he spent a great deal of time in our chapter house. I believe he might actually be willing to rejoin our ranks, if we choose to accept him. Rajani and her sisters returned to Stonebridge, quietly and carefully disguised. Jane Cassinder's defeat affected them deeply, though not in the way I expected. Their devotion to Jane was replaced by a deep admiration for you. I think they see in you the leader they should have followed all along, and they have lately expressed a desire to join our ranks. I maintain my suspicion of any Archon who once followed Jane, but I believe that redemption is not impossible, even for them. Jane Cassinder was delivered into the hands of the royal court. Just as Jane herself had predicted, Rosalind treated her with compassion and respect. Perhaps the girl queen saw only Jane's royal blood, and she was desperate for some connection to the family she had lost. Jane was treated almost as a member of the court, a prisoner in name only. Many whispered openly that this was no justice at all. It was no surprise that it ended as it did. One morning, Jane Cassinder was found strangled in her bed, a noose around her throat. The noose, many said, that should have hanged her. Surrounded by men and women of the royal court who had suffered terribly at Jane's hands, it was impossible to find her killer. But that was not the greatest mystery of all. For Jane Cassinder had not been bound or restrained in any way. She should have been able to defend herself from her murderers, but she did not. As for the Legion, the rest of our story is yet to be told. We have a nation to reforge, a fellowship to rebuild, and old enemies who would see us destroyed. And we have questions to decide. Who will assume true power in Ebb if the nation is restored? And who will take the mantle of Grand Master? But these matters I leave for another chronicle, and another time. Whatever happens, know that you will not face the future alone. The Legion will stand by you, always.
All right, that's a very good synopsis of what we did. It includes pretty much every side quest that we went on. For example, opening the crypt, that was completely optional. It probably wouldn't be in there if we didn't complete it. We could have killed a lot of people, and actually, I did find it pretty unfortunate that Jane was murdered. But from the sounds of it, she kind of just wanted to go. She probably felt like she owed it to everyone to just die, which is pretty sad. In a way, I don't blame her, but at the same time, I can't really give my opinion on that, simply because there's 30 years of war between the Legion and her. But, you know, that's kind of just part of the story. As for the story, though, I don't know how much of it was like a reference to the rest of the series, if there is a rest of the series. I'm pretty sure there is more of the series. That's why it's DS3. And I'm curious how many more they made. I mean, this came out in, I want to say like 2009. We'll probably be seeing it in just a moment, the actual copyright date. And if I can find it on the box, the case, 2011. Came out in 2011 by Square Enix. Another Square game. I do love Square, as much as I hate to say it. As for the game, it's very simple. Not a lot of... rather, it's as simple as you want it to be. You can get very in-depth with all the stats and all that. But if you want, I guess more like me, to be just on a surface level, then it just feels like a lot of numbers being thrown at you, and none of them truly mean anything. You know, save for stamina, attack, and I guess will. Will is very important. It increases your ability damage, which, yeah, that's pretty important. But yeah, you can get very into this. I can imagine people making actual builds, you know, specific skills that they want leveled up, whatever they want points in, all that. So it can get pretty complicated. Otherwise, I would just say it's, you know, a pretty nice hack and slash. It's something that I would play through maybe 4 times, you know, once with each character, just to kind of get a feel for how each one is played. You know, it would probably take some time between each of them, but it is pretty interesting. I just wish it was longer, in a way. It's obviously it is a very short game. This is like, what, episode 21, and we're already finished. So yeah, like 12 hours, maybe 15 hours. You could pump that out in a day if you really wanted to. And that was doing, as far as I know, everything in the game. There could have been some other things. You can make different choices just to see how the story plays out. And that'd be really interesting to see. You know, just go through the game as a complete jerk, just not caring about anyone but yourself, being like, nah, I want everyone dead. If I can kill them, they will die. So that'd mean, you know, killing the dapper old gent, killing Jane, obviously, maybe agreeing that the Cyclopses should be in slavery. I don't know. It's yeah, it's very curious. It doesn't get too excessive with your own like power rating. Everything is still, I mean, within reason, like realistic. You know, there's not crazy acrobatics going on. No extremely powerful spells destroying the world. It's just, you know, it's something that you would imagine real spellcasters would be capable of, real people would be capable of. You know, given, you know, all the logic is real. It never got too extreme, is what I'm saying. And that's pretty good. Yeah, very short game. And you never really go back to places that you visit. Basically the only place that you go back to is the chapter house, which is unfortunate because, you know, they could throw in creative things back in previous areas. But if they did, then I would absolutely want to bump up the level cap. You know, maybe even 40. But 30 is still pretty low, even in D&D. Like 20 is the max in D&D. But each level is very important in that. I'm just saying I'm selfish and I want to make a 30th level character in 5e where I can have basically 2 classes and max out my level in rogue. So, I am very curious as to how the story changes depending on which character you choose. Because obviously I was, her name is right there, Anjali. That's a weird name to say. And there were a bunch of things that focused on her, but there were also a lot of things that focused on Lucas. You know, it was his father. He was initially part of the Legion. I feel like Anjali was... she sort of just came in afterwards, but Lucas was born into it. So, I don't remember my Lucas playthrough. I'm just going to tell you that. Yeah. I don't remember anything that... I don't remember any of the choices that I made. That's a lot of thanks. Square Enix. I was thinking Squaresoft for some reason. I'm like, they're Squaresoft now, aren't they? Nah, that was long ago. There was one thing, though. It was like infusing an item with a specific stat. That's a thing that you can do. But you have to like break down items to get the stuff to do it. And they never came up for me. That's really unfortunate. I would love to do that, but the things are rare. I mean, rare. Maybe I'll... Like, I really just want to see them myself. Because I don't think in my previous playthrough I even saw one. But yeah, it's... I wish that customization was easier. You know, maybe you could break down one stat from an item and throw it into another. I don't know. And then you'd have like a certain number of points that you could throw in, certain number of times that you could augment a base item. Because then you could get really, really powerful with that. Because I had a weapon that was Chaos Lightning. It was like 112. So throwing that on, maybe the 120 Doom, which I still love. It's called Doom. Yeah, it should be easier. But no, you only have a chance, which makes it really unfortunate. Because, I mean, like me, I just never saw it. After this, I probably will look just a bit into the rest of the series, kind of see where it went from here, or even how it got here. Because again, I know nothing about this series. I just saw this in a bargain bin and got it. I bought it for, oh, it was like $20, maybe. So I probably got it, you know, years after it came out also. Because I know exactly where I got it. And that is really weird, though. I remember buying this game. I remember seeing it at the store there. It was actually a store that I worked at. I remember seeing it there, and so I didn't buy it for the longest time. Just every time I went to work, I would see it. And then finally, you know, I just had a little bit of extra cash, and I needed something new to play. I was young. I was 16-ish, 17. And I just got it. Had fun. Really long credits. I guess with that, I'm just gonna let these credits finish, and see if there's anything at the end. I don't think that there is. So, yeah, see you then. Alright. So nope, it was, it just kicked me right out to the main menu. There is some downloadable content, but I'm not going to be going over that. There is online multiplayer. Again, I'm not going to do that. I probably should have done that for like one session. I don't know. That would have been interesting. I highly doubt that there's anyone playing it. Maybe I'll go find out. So, that's going to be it for this. I hope you've been enjoying this. Join me for a next game, and this has been Dungeon Siege 3.